QUOTE. Quote of the day. For you and for me. Never give way to melancholy. Resist it steadily, for the habit will encroach. This is good for me. Good advice to take for myself. And I can vouch for the truthfulness of this quote. Unfortunately, I have previously described myself as a perpetual Eeyore. Although Eeyore runs a little bit more on the depressive side, and I can. Melancholic is a chronic lack of capacity to experience joy. You're sort of morose and down as a given. If you are in any particular mood state for too long, it has a way of becoming you. It becomes your new normal. That can be joyful, peaceful, contentment, fulfillment, or anger, depression, sadness, and melancholy. It has a way of perpetuating itself. If given a long enough time, staying in a particular state, through neuroplasticity and creating those networks in your brain, more and more memories, more and more experiences, more and more situations are attributed with this particular mood state. You're further ingraining that furrow in your brain, that wiring to connect various triggers and experiences with your mood state. And your mood state, your new neutral, your new normal, becomes this particular way of being. And for me, completely unconsciously, before I made the decision and was aware I could make a decision, when I was reacting to life and to my own experiences, and to my own mental health and to my own traumas, and it left me rather low, rather melancholy, more often than not. And eventually, that became my set point. My neutral mood is melancholic. I have to work to experience anything otherwise. When you get in a state that you do not want to be in, or realize, you become conscious and realize you have control, you have to work. Like finding yourself out of shape and you didn't realize you were getting out of shape physically, and suddenly you realize you're way unhealthy. You have a choice to make. That's now your new set point. You can continue to do what you did, what's easy, what you've been doing, living the way that you've been living, or you can work over and over and over to do consciously what is uncomfortable and feels unfamiliar and doesn't feel right and is weird and awkward and is not the way you're used to living, to transition to a different, better state of being physically, over and over and over and over and over and over and over as a daily practice, so that you get a new set point, a new healthier set point. But it comes with new healthier habits, activities, ways of thinking, ways of being, and conscious effort, until eventually you have a new set point, and it just becomes what you do and who you are. The same is true with your general set point of mood. With enough due diligence, enough repetition, consistency, effort, conscious choices, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, eventually a better, higher, happier, more fulfilled, more contented set point can be your new normal without so much work. So if you find yourself in a down place, try not to stay there too long. If you find yourself in a place of anger, try not to stay there too long. If you find yourself in any place besides fulfilled, contented, and happy, try not to stay there too long. The longer you stay, the more hardwired it can become, the more habitual it will be to be your new set point of who you are, and the harder it will be to undo. But do know it is possible, just like changing your physicality, to undo it, even if you found yourself there unwillingly and unwittingly. You can change it. I can change it. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still often melancholic without consciously working otherwise. My neutral set point is still melancholy. I'd love to say otherwise, but it's not. 4 years is not going to change 30-some years of being as I've been. It's going to take work. It didn't take me a day to get here. It's going to take me a while. And I have other things happen in life, and my mental illnesses to deal with, and it's not easy for anybody. Trying to learn to control and to change your set point of emotion is not easy, but it is possible. But you have to be willing to do the work. You have to realize you can change your set point. You have to be willing to do the work day after day after day after day, thinking in new ways, looking at the world in new ways, looking at yourself in new ways, new behaviors, new activities, new actions, new focus, new mindset, until eventually this is what you do. And you'll feel like you're faking it until you make it. Just like taking on a healthy lifestyle. It doesn't feel normal, but eventually it will. And your new set point will be a better, happier, more contented set point. Don't allow yourself to stay in dark places any longer than necessary. Resist it. Fight back to a happier, better place as quickly as you can, and continue it, because it will become you. It will become you when you're normal, when nothing is happening, when nothing negative is going on in your life. You will just be stuck in the dark. Take my word for it. I'm there. That's why I do what I do, and keep doing what I do for you and for myself. Never give way to melancholy. Resist it steadily, for the habit will encroach. It will become you. Don't let negative mood states become you, and if they have become you, work to find a way out. I promise eventually you won't always have to feel that way.